I look at them as like a world-class, encyclopedia that my team has access to at all times. And so we can go into the library and check out a book and decide, hey, we need help and resources, and they swarm the problem with us.
Hello everyone, I'm Damien Helin, editor-in-chief at Alterock. Today I'm speaking to you from Los Angeles, where we'll be hearing from Raul Villar Jr., the CEO of Optro, formerly known as AuditBoard. He is a leader with Dice's innovation to meet customer needs, a crucial approach in highly regulated sectors or those dealing with risk, audit, and compliance. Founded in 2014, Optro develops software solutions for corporate finance departments. And as you'll see, it's a market experiencing strong growth.
Most recently, I was CEO of Paycor, which was a privately held company. I started there in 2019 that was owned by Apex. We took the company public in 2021, and then we successfully sold the company to Paychex in April of 2025 for a little over $4.1 billion. Prior to that, I was the CEO of Advanced MD, which was owned by Marlin Equity Partners. And I started there in 2015, and we successfully sold that to Global Payments in the fall of 2018. And then prior to that, I spent my first 26 years at ADP, or Automatic Data Processing, in a variety of different sales and marketing roles across our enterprise. I think for me, there was a couple key components. One was an amazing product platform, and where they have product-led growth on the audit side of the platform, and I thought it was really something that we could lean into. The goals of the firm were to expand and scale the go-to-market and to expand globally, and those are two things that I'm really excited about and ready to accept the challenge. And then I think, finally, most importantly, it's who are you going to spend your time in, who are you going to work with, and I really loved meeting and getting to know the HG team, and I felt like it was going to be a perfect marriage. We provide a platform for companies for audit, risk, and compliance. And our goal is to enable an enterprise to manage all of their risks from one single point of truth. And so that's what we're focused on, helping people mitigate risk across the organization, providing one cloud platform for multiple entities within a firm to work on in order to drive that risk across the organization. AuditBoard has an amazing history. It was founded by practitioners, and they grew the business, and then the company recently grew from 20 million to 200 million ARR over the past 5 years, which is an amazing milestone. They then sold the business to HG a little over 12 months ago at a $3.1 billion valuation, so an amazing outcome for the firm. And now we're poised for the next phase of our journey, and our goal is to triple our revenue and triple our profits, and continue to grow that company and provide optionality to our investors, whether we want to take the company public or we want to sell to a strategic. I think those options, are great alternatives for us, and I think our path to growth is right in front of us. I think the most important thing in our category is it allows for continuous monitoring and continuous assurance. And then I think when you think about testing in general, and sample sizes, historically, auditors look to sample 20, 30%. And I think within our category and the advent of infusing AI across our platform, we're going to enable people to test 100% and really understand where risk lies in an organization. Obviously, we want our practitioners to move from mundane tasks of auditing into more strategic, risk-centered opportunities. And we're going to continue to help our practitioners evolve their job from tactical to strategic. I think it was more about the partnership with HG, and that HG was excited about underwriting a growth story and really understood the merits of having a category-leading platform And it was really about how do we accelerate the front end and the go-to-market, and then how do we expand globally? And the combination of those two components are going to accelerate our growth into the future. And I think that is the number one reason why HG was selected, because we had alignment about the future of AuditBoard. I think it's a prime asset, and it's a best-in-class asset with the opportunity to continue to expand. We're in a category, a GRC category that continues to grow. There's no limits to the amount of technology and tools that we can deliver to our customers. Whether if you think about what's happened just over the last 6 months with supply chain risk becoming front and center across boardrooms across the world, or AI governance now becoming a must-have for companies domestically and globally. I believe that, from our perspective, we had built a foundation that was extensible and that we were going to lean into that extensibility. And that's why, we believe that it had to be a, top of line offer in order to, transact. It provides a couple different dimensions. One is obviously, they have a team of associates that are experts across every function that can provide us insights into different areas of our business. For example, we've had people help our team think about our pricing, across the enterprise. We've had people help us with a go-to-market assessment, technology reviews, AI across the firm. And so I look at them as like a world-class, encyclopedia that my team has access to at all times. And so we can go into the library and check out a book and decide, hey, we need help and resources, and they swarm the problem with us. And I think that's really, it's a pull model, which I think as an operator, you really appreciate a pull versus a push. Our team is definitely leveraging all the assets and tools and the expertise that they have from having a global portfolio. And also, as we've expanded globally, obviously being headquartered themselves in London, it's been fantastic for us to leverage their network to expand in EMEA. We're early in the honeymoon period. I mean, they still love me. However, I view it as it's a partnership, and as long as our goals are aligned and we have alignment with where we want to be from a revenue acceleration and a profit acceleration, and we have collective interests to get there together. And so I view it as everyone has the same goal, which makes it easy to make decisions together, support each other, learn from each other, and focus on the best outcome for AuditBoard and its investors. And I think that's why HG has an amazing bedside manner, and I really appreciate that as someone that's worked with multiple private equity companies, is that they want operators to operate, and they're there to support us. We're really focused, if I was going to break down to 3 key items, it's AI everywhere, just like, most of the companies across the HG portfolio, but how do we infuse it into our platform, and how do we infuse it into our day-to-day operating models to deliver, a better client experience. Second, for us, it's global expansion, and how do we spread AuditBoard across the world, and we're excited about that. And then third is, we want to be the best HG go-to-market engine. And those are the 3 things we're focused on: AI, worldwide expansion, and go-to-market acceleration.